Roof's not leak.
Well, I'm getting there.
8th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Oh, this is a fun. Okay.
I'll be back in a second. I got to get the door.
Okay. So, Alan, would you like to read for us?
We'll try again.
Oh, you sound louder now, you Alan.
Okay, I moved some things
I
around.
think when you're closer to the microphone now.
Well, no, the other thing is, one of my sons gave me like an extender that has four plugins. I took it away, and now it's better. Okay, so when we're starting now, the last paragraph on.
Tanatuna. See where it says Tanatuna?
It's on 105A2, second line.
Now I got
Oh. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Now we have marked off where it is. Tanatuna, yes. The Tana taught the following Mishnah on Sadi Vav Amid Base. Alan, we can't hear you. I hear Phil, but I don't hear Alan.
Yeah, same for me. I see Alan's lips moving, but I don't hear anything coming out.
Can you hear me now? No?
Yes, now I can hear you. When you turn, I can hear you.
All right, okay. All right, so what page we said we're on?
105A2, second line.
Okay. Vatana, Tuna, and our Tana taught this law in our Mishnah. Vadal.
Okay, sorry. You'll catch me up again on what I missed.
Yeah, we're just starting now. Tanatuna. Tanatuna. Continue, Alan.
One stole chametz, and Pesach passed over it while it was in his possession. Omer lo hare shulcha leponecho. He may say to the owner, "Behold, that which is yours is right here before you. Take it back as is." Tama de say. Nay, we may infer that the reason he may return the worthless chametz and is not required to pay its original value is because it is still extant and he is able to tell the owner, behold, that which is yours is before you. Say, but if the stolen order were not extant, and the thief could not tell the owner, behold, that which is yours before you, af al gav, the house Torah leu mormonor, even though the stolen article presently has no monetary value.
Now we can't hear anymore.
Even though the stolen article personally had no monetary value, can you hear me or no?
Now we can.
Benorm de koror monor who or e may. Since originally at the time of the theft it had monetary value, you would have to pay the onerous in the original value. Nami here too, af al gam gav the hashator lo shavor per although the third bundle is presently not worth a puta, v'kayon the may koror perutor, since originally at the time of the theft it was worth a puta, shalome, he must pay for it.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So when the stolen article is not extant, so then he has to pay for it, and he has to pay for it not according to the present value that it would have after Pesach and becoming Asr B'Hano and totally worthless and not have no monetary value at all. He has to pay according to the value of the chametz at the time that he stole it. So therefore, the Gemora says, "Hachanami afugabda hashda." So here too, in our case as well, in the case of Rava, where the case of Rava, remember, was that he stole 3 bundles, which at the time of the theft were, each one of them was worth a sheva pruta. And now it went down prutas. So in that case, what did Rava say? Rava said, Rava said, in Hexalo Shtaim, if he only returns 2 of them, based upon, I guess, the holding that the third one, just like the other 2, are not worth a sheva pruta, and if all he has left to return is a sheva pruta, is less than a sheva pruta, so that he doesn't have to return it. Rava says no, he does have to return it. He has to return the other one. And now we see from this, the point that we see from this Gemora, or this Mishnah actually, Tanatuna, is that the obligation of the Goslin to return an object is not based upon its present value, but it's based upon the value that it had at the time of the Gezel. So in the case where he doesn't have the actual chametz to return anymore, so he's going to have to pay for the chametz, not at the time that it would be worth right now, which is it's worth nothing, but he's going to have to pay according to the value of what it was at the time of the theft. So that's a support here for Rava. Hachanami afugab the hashta lo shava pruta. It's not even worth a pruta. Kevan de mikara havisheva pruta boy shlume. He needs to return it. Do we have any Rashi on Tana Tuna?
Let me see where we're up to.
We have Lo Shanu Ella She'en. No, that's not. That seems to be further.
Wait a second. Let me see something.
Oh,
We didn't do that. Shane?
Oh, did we do these Rashis at all? Because I see that there's some. I don't remember. Did we do all the Rashis from yesterday's Sugya?
I'm just want to see. It may be one. Yeah, there's one Rashi from yesterday that we didn't do. And then there's the Tana Tuna.
Yeah, okay.
First of all, before that, it's Chayiv Lachzir Lo. He has to give it back to him. That Rashi.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we did this already because it says Aguda Acheret, another.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah. I
other
remember we did this. We explained boy ladure means he needs to make hashaba.
Right, we did that. So here's the Tana Tuna, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the Tana Port. That's next. The Tana. The Tana Didan Sayato. So this is a support. The Tana for him support.
Right. This what the Gemora is now bringing over here in this Tana Tuna. This actually a Mishnah that we had on Sadi Vav at base is a support to what Rav said about the three bundles. Okay, that looks like it. That's it.
I just want to see about this. I want to see where this gazela is. The next part. I want to see where the gazela is. Where's the gazela? Because it makes sense. The whole gazela. It's really the same item, same concept. I don't see the word gazela in the Gemara here. Because the next word, gazela, wherever that, I don't know that there's one that remains. So I don't know if that's another one. That's one here. There's one still remaining. No, that's later on. Okay, that's the next case. Okay.
Okay, so we are now up to boy rubber. Boy rubber. Lou, would you like to read boy rubber?
Boy Rava. Rava inquired. Gazal shtei agudos bifruto. He stole two packages at a pruta. In other words, the two packages together were worth a pruta. V'hechazir lo achas mehen, and he returned to him one of them. That is, the thief returned one of the packages that he stole to the victim. Mahu, what is it? That is, what is the law? Mi amrinan hashta Leka Gazela. Do we say as of now, there is no robbery? Because the remaining package is not worth a pruta. Oh, Dilma. Or maybe ha lo hadar gazela dahave gabe.
Oh,
This that he did not return the stolen object that he has. So do we say that there's no robbery because the part that he didn't return is not worth a pruta? Or do we say he still has something that he stole and we don't care how much it's worth? It's still a theft.
The other side is, okay, the first, let's go over these two sides again. So remember the case. The case is he stole 2 agudos, and the both of them together are worth only 1 pruta. So what happened? He stole something that's worth a pruta. He got to return it. He's got to return those things that together they're worth a pruta. But what did he do? He only returned 1 of them. Okay, and so we want to know what the din is. So why is it that we think that he doesn't need to return the other one? What's the sad to say that he doesn't need to return the other one that he stole? Says Rav, I'll tell you. Niamrina, do we say hashta like a gazela? Right now, in his possession, does he have something which is regarded as gezel that needs to be returned? No. Why not? Because it's not worth a sheva pruta. He's got 1 of the agudos, and 1 aguda is only worth a chetzi pruta. It's not worth a sheva pruta. So he only has in his possession something which is not worth a pruta. And if you'll say, oh, but when he stole them, it was worth a sheva pruta what he stole. Yeah, that's right. But even at the time that he stole it, that 1 aguda on its own was also not worth a sheva pruta. So you can't say, like we said above with the chametz, that, oh, at the time that he stole the chametz, it was worth a sheva pruta. No, this 1 aguda that he now has left in his possession is not worth a sheva pruta now, and it wasn't worth a sheva pruta when he stole it either. So that's the tzad to say that he doesn't need to return that 1 aguda. On the other hand, the Gemora says, no, Dilma, lo hada gazela da habe gabe. Rava says, what do these words mean? That's just a word for emphasis. Lo hadar, he did not return gazela, the stolen agudos, to habi gabe, that he had in his possession. What does that mean exactly?
The gazelle was 2 of them. So he
Right.
didn't return the 2 of them that he didn't return what he stole, which was the 2 agudos. He only returned 1 of the agudos.
So I think, is there going to be a Rashi on this?
Well, the Rashi, it says, as what I said, it was the gazela. The word for gazela, that's the only word it says here.
No, there's no Rashi on this. I think the point is like this. He returned 1 of them. He had what constitutes gezel in his possession is the 2 of them that he has that's worth a sheva pruta between the both of them, and that sheva pruta that there is between both of them, he's got to return. So what did he do? He only returned 1 of them. So what's that called that he returned only half a pruta? I think the Gemora means to say that he didn't make any hashava of the gezel that he stole. He stole something what was worth a sheva pruta, and what did he give back? He gave back something that was not a sheva pruta. So that's called what? That he didn't make a hashava. He didn't make a hashava of the he didn't make any hashava. He was chayav to make a hashava of a sheva pruta's worth because he stole a sheva pruta's worth, but he did not give back a sheva pruta's worth. So he still needs to make a hashava of the sheva pruta that he stole. That's why it's regarded as though he did not fulfill his obligation, and he would therefore need to give back the second one. Because only when he returns the second one, even though the second one is not worth a sheva pruta, but only like that will he have accomplished the return of the sheva pruta that he stole. That's Rebbe's question. Do we look at it like that, like I just said, or do we say that no, look, all he has in his possession right now is something which is less than a sheva pruta? And so if you look at it from that point of view, that if you look at it from what it is that he has in his possession, he doesn't have anything in his possession that's worth that needs to be returned, because it's less than the sheva pruta. Okay, let's see what the answer is. Hadar Pashta. He thereafter resolved his own question. What did he say? Lou, you want to continue?
Hada Pashta. After he resolved it, Gezela Ein Khan. There is no stolen object here. Hashava Ein Khan. And there is no returned object here.
That's true, but what is that? And therefore what? What does he mean?
You want me to read the footnote?
Let's try to figure it out.
Okay.
Gezela Ein Khan. What does that really mean? That means that he doesn't have right now in his possession something which can be called gezela because it's less than a sheva pruta. On the other hand, and he says hashava ein kan. Shava ein kan, gezela ein kan, hashava ein kan. Now, hashava ein kan refers to the fact that he has no he has no mitzvah to return he has no mitzvah to do hashava, to do the return of the law of the stolen item, because all he had he seems to be focusing on what he has right now in his possession. Gezela ein kan. He's not focusing on the fact that he stole a sheva pruta's worth, and that he needs to therefore make a hashava, and he has of that sheva pruta that he stole, and he didn't do it. It seems like Rabba is taking the side of that saying that he doesn't have anything in his possession now that's worth a sheva pruta, so that he doesn't have any gezel that needs to be returned. Is that what the note says?
Yeah, pretty much. The note says that it's a contradiction, and the Gemora is going to respond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I read on?
Yeah.
Haki kamar. This is what it says. This is what Rava means to say. Af al pi shigazela ein kan, even though the stolen object is not here, mitzvahs hashava ein kan. There is no fulfillment here of the mitzvah to return the robbed item. I don't get what that adds.
Okay, I think you didn't read the phrase before the Hachika Amar.
Oh, I'm sorry. E gazela ein kan. If there is no stolen object here, hashava yesh kan. Is there a return here? And then the Gemora explains, even though there's no robbed item here, there is no fulfillment here of the mitzvah to return the robbed item.
Mitzvah hashava inkan. Afal pi shegzela inkan.
I don't get the afal pi. It should, if I were writing it, I would just leave that off. I would say, there's no stolen object, so there's no mitzvah to return it. There's nothing to return. What's the even though?
Okay, so the even though is like this. One would have, in a normal scenario, right? In a regular scenario, if you would say about the Goslin that he has nothing which is worth the Shevet Pruta in his possession from the Gezel, generally that would indicate that he has made a proper hashava, because in a general case, the item that he stole is worth $1,000, let's say. But if he doesn't have anything in his possession which is worth even a Shevet Pruta from the Gezel, so that would indicate that he has in fact made a proper hashava. He returned $1,000 minus less than a Shevet Pruta. So even though he didn't return that amount of Gezel, that's called that since he doesn't have any Gezel in his possession, that indicates that he did make a hashava of the stolen item. But over here, since the whole combination of the two is only worth a Shevet Pruta, so that's why the Gemara is saying over here, Afal Pi, even though if you look at what the Goslin has in his possession right now, he doesn't have any Gezel, because all he has is one of the two agudas, and that one aguda is less than a Shevet Pruta, so it's not regarded as being Gezel because it's less than a Shevet Pruta. It's not called mammon. Something which is less than a Shevet Pruta is not called mammon. So therefore, he doesn't have mammon in his possession from the Gezel that he stole. So he doesn't have any Gezel by him, even though he doesn't have any Gezel by him. Nevertheless, even though that's so, mitzvah hashava inkan, he did not perform a mitzvah of hashava as he was required to do. So on the one hand, even though he has no Gezel in his possession right now, but nevertheless he wasn't Makayim what was incumbent upon him to do hashava of the Gezel that he did do.
I would say punkt verkehrt. Even though he doesn't have an item which is valuable enough to consider it to be stolen, nevertheless, he has a mitzvah to return it because originally it was part of a bigger amount. I don't get the logic at all.
Oh, I see. You're saying the mitzvah hashava inkan means He doesn't, well, but does it mean, does it mean that he's fulfilled the mitzvah b'shava? He fulfilled the mitzvah b'shava? By returning one of the two?
He doesn't, he did not fulfill it. He still needs to return the remaining part.
Hashava ein kan. He did not. Oh, in other words, that will, okay, so you're saying that's the corollary, that's the upshot from what we're, the fact that we're saying he doesn't have a mitzvah of hashava over here.
Yeah,
Right.
it's looking at, you have two items. And let's say these two items are that he stole, each one is worth half a pruta. Okay? So you don't say, you can look at it as from the side of either of the two items. You can look at it, he returned one, that he didn't return the second. So if he did the one that he didn't return is worth less than a prut, is only worth half a pruta now, and he really shouldn't have to return it. Or you could look at the other way around. And the other way around, did you say, well, what did he give him back? He only gave him back, out of the two items, he only gave him back half a pruta's worth. So he didn't really fulfill his mitzvah of returning, because he didn't return the pruta back to the guy. Because he had stole a pruta, and he's only giving him back half a pruta. So that's why the mitzvah of returning it has not been met, because he only gave him back half of a pruta. And that's why he still has to return the other piece.
I think we're misreading it. I think it should say af al pi shekazela ein kan mitzvah hashava ein kan. And I have a raya from the footnote. The footnote says, that is, although nothing of value remains in the thief's possession, and under monetary law, he cannot be sued for return of the remaining bundle, he has not fulfilled the mitzvah of returning stolen property, since he gave the owner back nothing of value. In order to discharge the mitzvah that the Torah placed upon him, he must return the remaining bundle to the victim. That's according to the Rosh and the Tur Choshen Mishpat, and the Rambam and Hillel Gezela. The Rambam in Hilchos Gezela.
Okay. There's a Tosas over here that explains differently. Tosas Dibra Maskil Mitzvahs Hashava Ein Kan. So Tosas explains, what does it mean, Mitzvahs Hashava Ein Kan? So I think we're in agreement about what the first part of the statement means. The first part of what the Gemora said means.
Yes.
Even though he doesn't right now have in his possession something which is regarded as gezel, okay, even though that is so, but nevertheless, mitzvahs hashava ein kan. What does it mean, mitzvah hashava ein kan? Says Tosas, mitzvahs hashava ein kan nira the low boy lemifshat ella the lo ma'akev mitzvahs hashava. Mitzvahs hashava mia lo kiyem. Tosas, in his typical fashion, is saying a very complicated answer. Tosas says, Nira, the low boy lemifshat. It would seem from what the Gemora is saying over here, the low boy lemifshat. He doesn't need to judge this matter. Ella, the lo ma'akev mitzvah hashava. The only thing that we need to judge on this in this regard over here is whether the mitzvah of hashava is going to be ma'akev the bringing of the korban. Remember, we're talking over here again. We're not talking over here about an ordinary gazan. We're talking about a guy who gazled and he also swore falsely. So therefore, he's chayav to bring a korban asham for swearing falsely. So now the din is, like we learned yesterday, that the korban cannot be brought until he's fulfilled the mitzvah of hashava. So therefore, Tosfos says, we have an issue over here. Is what's holding back him bringing from the korban asham? Is it the fact that he has no mitzvah hashava in his hands to do, or is it the fact that he was obligated to do hashava, the mitzvah hashava, because he stole Sheva Prutas worth, and he didn't do that mitzvah that was incumbent upon him at the time of the Gezela? At the time that he gazled the Sheva Prutas worth. That means he's got a mitzvah of hashava in order to make up that for that gezel, and he otherwise he won't be able to bring this korban asham. And has he done that mitzvah of hashava? No, he has not done that mitzvah of hashava. What does Tosfos end off with? Tosfos says that mitzvah hashava miha lo kiyem. Even though he has not fulfilled the mitzvah of hashava, he hasn't fulfilled the mitzvah of hashava, says Tosfos. I mean, that's true. That's clear. Near the low boy the mifshat ella the lo ma'akev mitzvah hashava. That's the issue. Tosfos says the issue that Rava was dealing with was, is this obligation of hashava, is it holding him back from bringing the korban?
Oh.
That's what he means over here. Nira the low boy lemifshat. It would seem that the whole issue over here, the mishpat over here that we were judging about was ela deloma akev mitzvah hashava. That we want to know whether the mitzvah of hashava that he had is ma'akev over here is holding him back from being able to bring this korban asham. And on that, Tosfos says, mitzvah hashava miya lo kiyem. It seems to me, I'm even wondering whether Tosfos is saying what I'm about to tell you. But I think that what Tosfos means is very, very tricky, a complicated type of a thing here. He's saying that he's saying that in spite of the fact that he did not do the mitzvah of hashava, but he doesn't have any gezel in his hand now that needs to be returned. So what he did by returning one of the two was to basically exempt himself from having to return the other one, and thereby, since he has no longer any gezel that needs to be returned in his possession, so he can go ahead and bring the korban asham right now, even though he wasn't makayim the mitzvah of hashava, which he was obligated to do at the time of the gezel. Oh boy! Wow.
In other words, we could add a couple of words to make this compatible. We could say afagav shegezela ein kan mitzvahs hashava ein kan. Therefore, he can bring the asham.
Yeah, right. He doesn't have right now a mitzvah of hashava. That's what Rava is saying. when Rava says Ein Kan Hashava, he means to say he's got no mitzvah shava that he's got to do right now, which is holding him back from bringing the Korban Asham. And Tosfos just points out at the end of his comment, all of 7 words, that if you want, in spite of the fact that he never was Mekayim the mitzvah shava that he was obligated to do, which is a very curious type of a thing over there. I guess that's why Rava had a question about this.
Well, the trouble I have now is,
but I don't think that's the way you were saying over from the art scroll. The other commentators learn differently.
no, that's right. That's right. And that makes sense to me because we're answering the Shaklavataria is that we're trying to answer a question being raised by Rava, and the initial scenario that Rava is questioning doesn't say anything about the asham. So why all of a sudden do we care about the asham when it's not relevant to the discussion?
No, but that was the issue of Rav Papa. That was surely the issue of Rav Papa.
Papa.
So when Tosfos sees Rava, I'm assuming that he's understanding that the discussion at hand is in regard to that.
But isn't Rav Papa talking about the question of pursuing him, not the asham?
But that is what is that if he still has that mitzvah of hashava to go and give it to him in Madai, that is what is holding him back from being able to bring the Korban Asham.
Okay, it's time now. Take
Oh,
care.
it's time. Okay.
Take care. Be well.
Maybe
Yes.
you can say again tomorrow what you just said, because I didn't follow it.
Okay.
Okay. Take care.
We'll see it again.
Okay.
Everybody have a great day.
All right. You too, Rabbi. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem.
Mirz Hashem.